Hello everyone, my name is Stephanie and I have von Hippel Lindau disease. It is a genetic condition that causes tumors and cysts to grow in multiple parts of your body. Personally, I have manifestations of VHL in my brain, in my eyes, on my spine, in my kidneys, and on my pancreas. Today I'm going to be discussing what life has been like after multiple brain surgeries. So I've had 3 craniotomies, an aneursym fixed, and a brain shunt put in. So that's 5 brain surgeries. I've also had multiple other surgeries on different parts of me related to VHL, but not in my brain. So, that's kind of a story for another time. After the craniotomy in 2014, I had pretty severe side effects. So I had a loss of mobility or loss of control of my right side. So on my right leg, my right arm, and the right side of my lips and tongue. So after 2014 surgery, I really wasn't able to speak well or speak and be understood. I wasn't able to use the gross motor or fine motor skills of my arm, so I wasn't able to, write or turn on and off a light switch or use a fork and knife. And also I wasn't able to, give somebody a hug or use the basic skills of your arm. And I also wasn't able to walk properly. I was walking with the walker for a long time, and then I had a cane. So the right side of me was really affected. All of my brain surgeries have been on my cerebellum, which controls balance and coordination. And for me, the surgeries were on the right side, which means that the right side of your cerebellum controls movement for the right side of your body, which is not the way you typically think of the brain working. But again, this is not I'm not a neurologist, so I'm not going to get into specifics. I also had some speech problems after my 2018 surgery and also some balance issues. If I fall down or if I turn my head too quickly, I wonder what Lady's doing. If I fall down or I turn my head too quickly, I lose my ability to tell spatially where I am. So I can't tell which way I'm facing. I temporarily lose the ability to tell if if my head is tilted up or tilted down. So I just tried to move very slowly and keep my head relatively unshaken. None of my previous surgeries should really affect my cognitive abilities because luckily they haven't been on that area of the brain. But I still feel like I'm a little bit different than I was before my surgeries. So I've always had a very, very mild case of dyslexia. If dyslexia was a spectrum, I was always at a 1 in my youth. I could muscle through and be fine. I was reading at a very advanced level, and if I just focused real hard, I could get through pretty much any reading exercise. But after my surgeries, my dyslexia is amplified. So I have problems telling left from right. So my lowercase b's and d's are always mixed up. Even though I'm 33, I still make that mistake. I have a hard time staying on the same reading line. So if there's a line of text and then another line of text, I'll read half of the one on top and then half of the one on bottom, and it just doesn't make sense. And I have to be in a very quiet room in order to be able to focus enough to read. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks now. So I really wonder if my dyslexia is worse because of all the work I've had on my cerebellum. In each of my surgeries, they've had to remove pieces of my cerebellum along with my brain tumors. So now I'm missing a good amount of the right side of my cerebellum. And I've asked my neurologist before if it would have any effect on that, on dyslexia, but I guess there hasn't been enough studies for that to have like a significant answer. But definitely, if you know, I would love to know if you've had a similar experience and you have trouble reading now. I also experience kind of a general fog since my surgeries. Not fog, but like a general diminishment of my speaking capacity. I don't know. I feel like I have a hard time finding the correct words for things. I often forget where I am mid-sentence, so, I'll just trail off, and I'm sure that has to be an annoying thing for the people around me, but I just can't control it, and I used to be so sharp. Like, I graduated magna cum laude from college. I think that I was a fairly intelligent person. I still think I'm like moderately intelligent, but I'm not the same person that I was before. And I wonder if there's just like something that happens after your head has been opened a certain amount of times and your brain has been exposed to the air that just kind of makes your brain not function as well. I don't know. So, something that I worry about a lot is whether or not I'm gonna end up with like an Alzheimer's or dementia or something in my old age. And that's because I know that I haven't had all the brain surgeries that I'm going to have. VHL is a lifelong illness, and there is a good chance I'm going to need to have more surgeries. So, if I'm already experiencing some cognitive problems, I wonder if it's just done, like, if it stops here or if it's going to progress later on. And that is a really, really scary thought. So if you've had brain surgery before, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how your experience is. I would love to hear how your experience has been. So, like, if you were fine before and you find yourself the same after, or, if there's a difference between before and after. And also, if you've had a brain surgery, many, many years ago, if you feel any differently now than you did right after the surgery. That would definitely be something I'd be interested in hearing. So you might have noticed that I have some speech problems still, and those I don't think are like a cognitive impairment. That's because I've had to learn how to, speak and be understood twice. So I think I'll probably always have some issues there. Like if the word has like a back of the mouth sound, like a G, like G, and I have to then make a front of the mouth sound like T, like T. It's really, really hard for me to get my tongue in the correct position in time to say the word. Or like if the word has a repetitive sound and then a syllable after, it's really hard for me to get my tongue in the correct position to not mess up the word. Like cooking or sausage, like socially. I have to say it very slow and enunciate in order to make the word sound like it's supposed to. But like I said, that isn't cognitive, that's just Or maybe, I guess it is. It's just like a physical problem that has developed from not having my entire cerebellum. It's not something I'm just speculating about. So, I eventually would like to tell my whole story with VHL. Like, I am the last surviving member of my paternal family because of it. And if you found this video interesting, or if you want to hear more, then please like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to making more videos. You can follow me, or you can leave your comments and follow me on Twitter. My handle is here. And I hope to see you again soon.